Hi there, Hutao is now finally released, and I thought, hey, let's check her in details and make her calculated. So I think the question is, what's her best build? Which weapons can you use? Which artifacts and which substance are relevant? So this is the main point I want to go for. So 3-star weapons also are included. So if you're on budget, check out the results of them and also the 4 stars. And naturally, her stuff of Homa is also included. So what are the builds I'm going for today? So I calculated 279 different builds for Hutao, including 9 weapons with their effects active or not, 9 main stat variants, and 3 substat variants. So the main question is, will max HP win for her, or do we go the classical attack route? So check out.
Yeah.
So one more thing I want to mention. I'm new on YouTube because I'm normally streaming on Twitch, and I do this in a German Twitch stream every Saturday and Sunday. So I don't get anything from YouTube at the moment. So please help me to reach the 1,000 subscribers. And I also will do more videos like this if you like it. And also, if you have a character that should be calculated, write down in the comments and let it a like here. So thank you very much. Let's go into the weapons now. So the weapons I choose for the Hutao calculations are, first of all, free budget, 3-star weapons. So the white tassel, the black tassel, and the halbert. So I'm not very expecting very much from them, but I know I have a favorite 3-star weapon that's also here on the list. I use on wrongly, so don't be surprised if it's very good or not. So then we have the deathmatch from the Battle Pass. That's not free to play. It's so I would say less spender to friendly. I will calculate the R5. You can see here which ones I calculated and which ones not. So also the crescent pike that will be also on the list. Then we have dragonbane that's also on R1 and R5 because of the effect, and also the blackclif weapon. So at least I have 2 5 stars. Both R1 because if it's R5 it will be also better. So just for comparison, if it's worth the $100 in comparison to the deathmatch 60. So I have the Staff of Homa here and the Jade Spear. So what I did for the variants is I picked 9 different variants of artifact main stats. So HP is always set on the flower and we have attack always set on the feather. So what's very different is like, do we go for attack percent or we do HP percent on the stats? That's the main question here. So I did 6 variations of attack and 3 for HP, and also changing the ones for attack and also pyro damage bonus for the attack builds, and for HP I only go with pyro damage. So also the thing with the heads is the thing, do we go attack, do we do crit rate or crit damage, or do we choose an HP one? So these are the ones I calculated, and you can see these are the main damage routes I would go for. So what I have for assumptions for my substats now, because substats really matter in the kind of build. So I thought I'd go with 30 out of 45 roles I have chosen. So, you know, the luck with substats is always bad. And so I thought, hey, let's get 30 out of 45. That will help us. So the first one is like, we have attack percent 4 times with 5.3%, and then we have crit rate with 4 times with 3.5%, and crit damage also 4 times with 7%. Then at least we have 18 times HP with 5.3%. So you know this is an average percentage that can be assumed. So it can be more. So like HP, for example, it can be 5.8% for a roll. but it also can be less. So just assume that this is an average, and we were lucky to get 18 times HP on every 5 artifacts. The thing I have to mention now is, yes, you have HP percent artifacts inside, so HP can't roll on these, but you can also assume that the crit rate and the attack ones rolled into this one. So just for clarification. So the next one is like a normal classical attack build. You may go also for Diluc, or I will call him Dirk because it's Diluc is like a Japanese one, and normally he will be not pronounced in German Dirk. It's a very old-fashioned name, but okay. So next time there, you have 10 times attack, 8 for crit rate, 8 for crit damage, and 4 times for HP. So the last one I have to say is I would say the max crit build, not attack, because we only have 4 times attack rolls. It's then 11 times crit rate, 11 times crit damage, and 4 times HP. So very crit and very seldom built, but I think it's also interesting to compare this one with the attack and the high HP build. So let's do some assumptions for her attack. So a Hutao is very based on charge attacks. So I thought 6 charge attacks per round with active E. That will also occur blood blossoms. So I thought, yeah, 6 times hitting blood blossoms. That may be more, but maybe less, depending if you hit an enemy or not. And then we have free attack change with an active E. So normal attack change, 2 ultimates without active E, because I'm not sure if active E can also add on the Q or not. I did the calculations in the Excel with both active, but for our comparison, I choose to go with the normal one. And I had 1 normal attack chain without E, because sometimes you may have problems and have to hit with her because everyone is dead or something like this. I just put in 1 normal attack chain. That is not the best to use on Hutao, but just for comparison. So how does it look like if she's attacking? I can open the website from MiHoYo now. So you can also go on this article. I will link it in the description box. And you see here that if you scroll down, these are her attack chains. So you see this is the normal attack chain you have, and also the charge attack. And you see the charge attack. And this is the talent where everything is infused with pyro. And you can see the butterflies here. So that makes clear that she's in the state. And normally you have to do lots of charge attacks to get the blood blossoms. You can see here, it's similar to child that makes damage to the enemy. So this is the blood blossoms I added into the calculations. And yes, the ultimate attack here, that's hitting an AoE damage on all the enemies. So yeah. So one thing I have to mention first, it's a small disclaimer. All the data I use for calculations is based on fan-based information. So this may be wrong, may be changed. So if something happens to her numbers, I will do an add up video where you can see how the numbers changed. But in comparison for the weapons itself, at the moment, it's the best thing I have for you. So stay tuned. If there are updates, I will inform you. So I also don't added artifact bonuses because this is very depending on your team comp. So if you have, for example, a high reaction-based team, it's not makes sense to go with Lava Walker. But if you use Pyro-based and maybe a combination with Dio, then Lava Walker will be a nice set. I prepared for my Hutao if I can get her, because I only have 50-50 and I don't have the money for whaling at the moment. I will go for a 2 noblesse and 2 witch set. So I have the pyro bonus and the noblesse bonus all the time. And she is not depending on any team at all. I can switch her in and out if I use it for the abyss, and it's not optimized for my teammates. So this is a perfect style I like to play, so that my characters are self-independent and I can switch and swap like I want to. So All calculations I did are based on average hits. So average hit does mean you have a crit rate chance, like probability when it will occur, and you have the crit damage. So if you only look at the maximum crit damage you can achieve, it's not good to compare, because if you don't have the chance to crit, the high crit doesn't mean anything at all. So always make sure that you have enough crit rate to do crit damage, and always compare the two builds with the average hit. So this is why I will do my calculations always based on average hits. So what are the results for the top 4 weapons and builds? So I ranked only the top 4 because it's very, very interesting to see. And later on, we will go on the Excel sheet and see everything in detail. But this is something I want to make first, because you may be now all interested. How does the HP build work? So we start with the HP build now. So maximum HP substats, like I said, 18 times HP. The winner will be the Staff of Homa. So you see the 100% I set is now the Staff of Homa with HP, attack, HP percent, pyro damage, and crit rate as a reference. So everything now will be always get to this line, though this is our 100%, and you will see 89% will be the same with attack percent. So this is a nice and interesting thing I see here, because if you don't have good substat on your attack piece, you go for HP, and vice versa. So if you don't have an HP piece with good substats, use the attack piece, and you only lose 2%. So this is pretty good. So next is the Jade Spear that only gets 88% of the maximum we get with the Staff of Homa. So one thing to mention, the Staff of Homa is calculated without the effect. So it will be better if she's under 50% of HP. So just to mention this. And this is a full stack Jade Spear. So I tried to get as close as possible to this damage build, but okay. Yeah, now you can see the white tassel. One of my favorite weapons I use also on Zhongli. It did great with 84%, also with HP and attack very close together. And this is because of this 48% of normal attack boost. This is not working with her charge attack at all, but if you do normal attack chains, this will help a lot, and also its crit rate. Then you see the deathmatch, our battle pass weapon, that it's around $60. So you have $100 for the both of the 5 stars and $60 here on the deathmatch for the R5. It's only getting 79%. So yeah, but interesting, isn't it? So the weapons I thought will be on the higher part, a dragonbane or something like crescent pike, it's not on there. So you see, you will be a very nice, interesting if you are in budget to invest in a 3-star weapon. And I already did this for Zhongli because it looks pretty nice, and it's also working on him pretty good. But you see, this is something I was very surprised. But I think my Hutao will get the deathmatch because I already bought it for her because of the looks. Sometimes you choose weapons because of the looks. And I don't have the money to get for Stuff of Homa. People call it Stuff of Homeless now because they don't get it and get real Wolf's Greystone. So, but what's now the max or the good attack build? So this is also one surprising thing I thought, because I thought a max HP build on Hutao will be the best. And you see the HP that's only 4 times HP in the substats and 10 times attack is beaten by the attack build. And you see 109% with HP and 107% with attack on the sands is better than the 100% you have with that max HP build. Interesting, isn't it? And so we have a change in the order of the weapons, but still the same here on this chart. deathmatch will be better with an attack build than an HP build. And you see like tassel loses a bit, but is better also compared to the first one. So last but not least, we go for the crit build. So the crit build is amazing. So you see 118%, so 18% better than the HP build with the Staff of Homa, and also 15% better with attacks. So you see HP on the sands and attack on the sands have a slightly difference, but it's okay if you say 3%. Okay, I can live with this. Also, the same is here with Jade Spear, but here you see both of it is with attack percent, and we have only the variance in crit rate and crit damage on the helmet. So then we also again have deathmatch. So you see deathmatch getting close to the HP build now with 94% of the HP build with Staff of Homa. And then we have the white tassel again on the list with a pretty good calculated amount. So this is one thing I was surprised, and because of this, we check now what the rest of the weapons did. So I will show you my secret. It's Excel. So I did every calculation for every build here. And you see there some parts are darker red. That's because of the weapon bonuses. And I did the substats calculation, and I did some comparisons. So like if you see here now is the sorted version of everything. So you can see the 100% of the HP build. I will scroll down now. And you can also see, depending on the colors, how good is the ultimate damage or the ultimate with active E, the charge damage, and the blood blossom damage. So the greener the numbers are, the better the damage, the redder it is, the worse. So you see here the white tassel don't have a very good ultimate attack. It will fall off, and it also will fall off in the normal charge attacks and also here on the charge attacks that are infused with pyro. So this is only okay, not the best here. But one thing to mention is I made a calculation based on approximation. So what I did is for my damage numbers, normally you have the environment like your world level and the not your world level, your character level and the monster level that will impact your damage dealt on the monster and also the resistance. So, but I just assume that the monster level and your level together are the half of the damage, so it's reduced by 50%, and then we have a resistance from 10% like a slime. So this is just roundabout that you can see that the numbers are normally, if you fight a bit higher than these I calculated here. So this is why you see the numbers here that we have all in all calculated damage here. Now let's check out the other weapons. So that you can see Staff of Homa, Jade Spear, White Tassel, we have the Deathmatch, and somewhere here. So on the list here, it's you see the full HP build is the R5 dragonbane with its active effect. So you have pyro infused and also hit the enemy with pyro, so that it has the pyro over his head. And you see it's only with the HP build 72% of our Staff of Homa build. And then we can see the blackclif. I did one stack because if you hit a boss, you don't kill anyone before. And so I thought, yeah, okay, you maybe have killed 3 times, but it will be better, but will be worse depending on the situation. So I always go with 1 stack, and it's as good as the active dragonbane. So this is R1. So R1 blackclif is as good as dragonbane R5, just to mention with one stack. So let's go to the crescent pike here. The first crescent pike we find is here with R5, only 69%. So it's not a weapon I will choose for Hutao because also of the bonus you have on top. Then you have the black tassel that's getting full off. You see the numbers getting more and more into red, and you will see the worst weapon you can choose is the dragonbane without its effect. So the dragonbane itself will lose off. Okay, this is a not good build for her. It's just a HP, attack, 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 attack build. So this is something you should not choose. So let's go with the attack. You can see here that we have the same order, like Staff of Homa, Jade Spear, and a deathmatch, and Jade Spear, and so we have the white tassel again, and then we have the blackclif. So if you don't have any of the weapons here before, just go with the blackclif from the shop. But one thing, you will lose 5 of your pulls if you use the star glitter. So just make sure that it's really the right weapon you want to choose. Then we have the dragonbane with active effects, and again the crescent pike later on, and yeah, white tassel. And the worst again is a black tassel with an HP, attack build. So you see, but it's also better than the dragonbane, the first build. So the crit build here also have Staff of Homa, Jade Spear, we have deathmatch, we have white tassel, blackclif, and after it, dragonbane with active effect is now at 85%. So if you build a crit, then it's good. And also if you have like somebody like Chinqui, you have lots of reactions. This may be an interesting option because of the elemental mastery, but you may lose if you don't have these reactions very often. And also if you use Chinqui together with Hutao, the problem is that you have to go on normal attack chains, and I would go for the white tassel first because it's boosted the normal attack chains. It has crit rate on the substat of the weapon, and it also very, very nice together with the crit damage on her kit. So this is just here the dragonbane. We have the crescent pike again, and we have somewhere here the the black tassel, and I think the halbert here is like one of the worst, but you see dragonbane without its effect loses again here, and very, very sad numbers. So yeah. So you saw there's lots of different build options, and the things I was very surprised about, that my lovely white tassel was very, very good again, because I also love to use it on Zhongli. I know that Crescent Pike will be 20% better on my build I have at the moment as the white tassel, but it's consistent. It's very consistent, but the only thing that doesn't match with Hutao is her charge attack. So if you like to use charge attacks, go for the deathmatch. You can also use R1 because she's not so boosted with attack. You can also use it 1 times, but it's like, it costs money. It's like $11 or $12. I don't know. It's in Europe. It's 11.50 euro. So maybe it's an option for you. Or if you have money enough to get a Jade Spear or a Staff of Homa and you're lucky on the banner, then it's also a great option to go with this. Staff of Homa is the best overall, and with active effect, it will be even better. And if you get R5, you don't have to discuss anymore. But the thing is, which build do you use? You'll have learned now which substats you should go for. And what I am at the moment going for is a build with a deathmatch, and I only reach 73% of the build from the Staff of Homa because I'm unlucky with my substats. So wish me luck that I will get Hutao first, because like I said, I'm only at the 50-50. And if you like this kind of video now, don't forget to subscribe. Leave me a comment down there if you want to have questions or want other characters to be calculated. And don't forget to get a like, and see you next time. I hope you have fun and now are a bit better to your Hutao. I wish you all the best for pulling, and see you next time. Bye!